Now to current sober reality, a New Year's Eve crash that killed three 20-year-old Bakersfield men and resulted in gross vehicular manslaughter charges being filed against a fourth has a number of tragic elements. Among those elements, 3 of the 4 were exceptionally close and had been friends for years. 17's Robert Price has the story.
4 young men, age 20, New Year's Eve. We've heard this story before, but not quite like this story. It was 11:09 p.m., 51 minutes from the end of the most reviled year of our collective lifetime. 2020 was finally on the way out. 20-year-old Devin Atha kissed his mother on the cheek. He and his friends, he told her that night, were going to pop over to a friend's house just a few blocks away in West Bakersfield to watch the New Year's Eve ball drop from Times Square, and they'd all be back by 12:30. Devin's mother, Alice Hutchings, wasn't the least bit worried. These were solid guys, close friends of her sons she'd known, in the case of 2 of them, practically all their lives. Family friends. One in particular, 20-year-old Adam Teasdale, had even vacationed with them.
So I didn't think about it. I had the sense of calm over me throughout the night, except, of course, when I called my son at 12:43, I'm guessing, was it? Or texted him and said, "Hey, what's up? Happy New Year." And usually every time I've ever texted my son, he'll always say, I'm around the corner. And literally, I didn't know he was around the corner. That's a little hard, because every time he'd say, "Mom, I'm around the corner."
Her front yard security camera shows the group, 4 young men and a young woman, walk to Adam's car. Another car, make and model not clear, pulls up alongside, and there seems to be a conversation. Then both cars leave in the same direction, one after another. Just seconds later, the camera at 11:13 p.m. picks up the sound of squealing tires and an impact. Teasdale had crashed into a tree in the center divider on Brimhall Road between Old Farm Road and Jewetta. Teasdale and his girlfriend both belted into their front seats, sustained minor injuries. The 3 men in the back, none of them wearing seatbelts, were ejected and suffered fatal injuries. Devin Lee Atha and Timothy Michael Wilson, known as TJ, both of whom, like Teasdale, were 2018 Liberty High School grads, and their friend, Andrew Nicholas Ortiz, known as AJ. Teasdale faces 3 counts of manslaughter and a single count of DUI causing bodily injury. Bakersfield police are investigating. BPD spokesman Sergeant Robert Pear could provide no update on the identities of the occupants of the second car or say what role, if any, they might have played in what appears to have been a 1-car accident. Alice Hutchings says her son, a CSUB student who had talked about becoming a counselor, was forgiving in nature and would not have wanted blame to fall on Teasdale, his longtime friend.
I think Devin would have wanted anyone to please forgive his friend Adam and not hold any anger towards him. Just that wasn't Devin.
But as for accountability, that will be for the court to decide. Teasdale was arraigned Tuesday. He has pleaded not guilty and is scheduled to be back in court January 26th. He remains in custody on $1 million bail. Separate GoFundMe accounts have been established for each of the 3 young men killed in the wreck. And so, more evidence of how quickly things can change in the blink of an eye, and promise can become tragedy. In West Bakersfield, Robert Price, 17 News.